Welcome to this edition of Shelby This Week. Here are some of the stories we have for you. Move over, drivers, because this law is officially in effect and it could cost you hundreds of dollars if you don't follow it. Leaders from local municipalities gathered in one place to discuss things which matter most to their residents. Nominations are being accepted for the Macomb Business Awards. We have all these stories and more on this edition of Shelby This Week. The law went into effect last week, and if you get caught not following this rule on the road, it will cost you. Stacey Sansatera has more.
You get out of the car as soon as it's safe to get out of the car. You approach that other vehicle, and you're constantly looking back at traffic every couple seconds just in case. It's just something you get used to, and it's second nature always to keep looking behind your back. So.
By now, we should all know the rules. If you see a police car, fire truck, or EMS on the road, move over one lane to give them extra space.
So yeah, he must have, wow, he got lucky, he didn't schmuck somebody. Right there.
And now, the Michigan Move Over law is getting more strict and has expanded.
They just recently enacted a new law to basically update the old one to give added protections to tow truck drivers, construction workers, garbage trucks, drivers, anybody that was working on the side of the road. Anybody basically with an amber flashing light is now protected just how we were before as police officers on the side of the road.
Michigan's Move Over law requires drivers to either change lanes or slow down when approaching a stationary vehicle with its amber emergency lights activated. This law includes all emergency vehicles, road service trucks, and utility vehicles.
If you're coming up to a police officer, fire truck, garbage truck, anything like that, the first thing you have to do is slow down to 10 miles per hour under the posted speed limit. If there is a lane that's open, say you're on Old Van Dyke, 5 lanes, so you have 2 lanes going south, 2 going north. If you have that option to get over, or like on the freeway on M53, if you have an open lane next to you, you have to get over that one lane and proceed 10 miles an hour under the speed limit. Now there's going to be a lot of roads here where we'll be working accident scenes where you don't have that option, say 21 mile where there's only one lane each way. That basically what it says is you have to slow down to all the people that are protected, the garbage trucks, construction workers, police. You have to slow down to the point where you can safely pass that vehicle. If you can't move over a lane, then you have to drop at least 10 miles an hour under the speed limit. But if you can't get over, you need to slow down even more to safely pass that vehicle.
And why is the Move Over law so important? The roadways can be a dangerous place to drive, but they're definitely dangerous places on foot. And the people who keep our roads safe know this all too well.
I've been here 16 years, and I can tell you I've had a couple close calls where, say, a traffic stop or an accident, and you're going back to your car and you see somebody barreling at you doing 70, 75, and you stop in your tracks and you hope that they're going to see you and get over. Occasionally you do hear of construction workers that get killed on the side of the road. Garbage truck driver, is out doing his job, he gets hit. It protects additional people that are working on the side of the road that are just trying to do their job, that have cars flying by.
The updated Move Over law is all about safety. Drivers found in violation of the law will face a $400 fine and 2 points on their driving record. And so, Officer Phelps keeps it simple.
Anybody with those flash and amber lights are all protected. People just need to slow down 10 miles an hour under the speed limit and move over if you can. If you can't move over, then you should slow down even more so that you can proceed safely.
For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacey Sansatera.
All 3 ballot proposals this last November won in the state of Michigan. Michigan became one of 10 states to legalize recreational use of marijuana. Officially on December 6, people 21 and older are able to smoke and grow the plant inside their home. Oakland University held a panel discussion on the topic of marijuana in hopes to inform students and the public about the legalization. State Senator Peter Lucido, along with experts in healthcare, law enforcement, joined the panel discussion.
I think it's very important. We've now had a ballot initiative that passed and we're going forward with now recreational marijuana in the state of Michigan. And as a result, we should be aware of any type of consequences and or outcomes that are going to affect what exactly is going to happen. So it's important that we all discuss it, know what it's about, and moving forward.
Since the proposal was passed, there are still some challenges, according to our state senator.
From the law standpoint, I've been an attorney for over 30 years, going to the legislature now and being Senate Judiciary and Public Safety Chairman. I think I have a lot of concern, and it's this: is the federal government going to influence or impact our state laws? Remember, federal law says that it's still illegal. And as a result, is the federal government going to jam it down the state's throat and say, we want you to start enforcing federal law? Also, the forfeiture laws through the federal government. These are very much concerning me when somebody's spending the time and the investment into our state. Our government is the one also sanctioning these licenses, which means if you're going to grow, dispense, if you're going to transport, these are licenses that are provided by the state. And we can't even put the money in the bank yet because it's illegal. So as a result, we have some challenges.
While in the state it is legal, Shelby Township as a community opted out of selling it in stores. Very similar to the opt-out program they participated in for medical marijuana. Law enforcement here in the township has this basic advice for anyone out there.
We understand at the police department that this is what the voters of Michigan wanted. Our suggestion is for those who are going to partake in the recreational marijuana to know exactly what the act says so they comply.
Well, I'd say the same thing that Captain Schmittler said. Really, they're going to have to educate themselves on this new law, but definitely educate themselves so that they can have an open dialogue and conversation with their children, because I believe that these questions are going to be coming from them.
Leaders from Macomb County municipalities were in one place and answered a variety of questions which directly impact their residents. Kyle Warzbach has more.
The Community Leaders Breakfast featured a panel of mayors and supervisors in our area to talk about the issues and happenings in our surrounding communities. And to the surprise of no one, roads were the #1 issue talked about at this event.
It's without question a funding issue. There isn't a road in the county that we can't fix, or even in the state, if we have the money. And some people are saying, well, maybe the township should tax themselves. It's a match issue. So in other words, what I have, I match with a local partner. So if Shelby Township has the match, we'll fix the road depending upon the amount of money they have. We can't figure out a funding solution, even at the local level, to match it with what we're getting from the state to solve this problem. It has to be solved at a state level. There's no question about it. We've defunded roads in Southeast Michigan, and it is absolutely a legislative responsibility.
But thanks to a federal grant, the redevelopment of Mountain Road is on the horizon for Macomb County.
So that was one of those that we had absolutely no idea how we were going to do it, but we partnered with the federal government to get that award to fix that road. That road is going to be go from one of the worst roads in the entire country to one of the most technologically advanced construction roads than anywhere in the country once it's completed. And that's going to start 2019, 2020, 2-year increments. So we're going to start at 696. It's going to go 2 miles north for a construction season. And then after that season, we go 2 more miles. So it's just going to be a continuous process in about a 4 or 5 year period. That entire roadway is going to be something that's going to be marveled throughout the entire country. People are going to be coming here to find out what we did, not only with fixing the road and construction of it, but even the technology that's on it for connected and autonomous vehicle corridors.
But Shelby Township residents will be happy to hear about 2 road projects scheduled for this year.
Well, you know, the 2 I get a lot of questions about are 21 and 22 mile road. Those will both be done in 2019. They should have been done a couple years ago. The reason they didn't get done in 2017 was because of all the reconstruction on Hall Road, and we didn't want to over depreciate, especially 21 mile road. We'll be doing some small roads, you know, in subdivisions. We're upping that money as well. In fact, we just acquired a $600,000 match from the county for more of those kinds of roads in subdivisions.
Manufacturing was also a hot topic, all because Macomb County was named the #1 county in the nation for manufacturing growth, and Shelby Township was a big proponent in this.
Well, you know, I have to ask myself, if it weren't for Shelby Township, would we be #1? Look, the county has been a big partner for us. They've attracted a lot of this advanced manufacturing to Shelby Township, and the reason is because we have told the world we want advanced manufacturing. We have promoted ourselves. The county has promoted us, and the state of Michigan has been listening. And look what's happened. That whole area, all of Shelby Parkway, has been transformed. More than 2,000 jobs.
And an update on the 23-mile expansion at Shelby Parkway that will now be scheduled for 2020. For Shelby This Week, I'm Kyle Warzebach.
A date has been set for the Macomb Business Awards. The ceremony is typically held in the winter, but organizers moved it to the spring. The 7th annual Macomb Business Awards will be April 23rd. Before the ceremony, the county needs nominations of outstanding businesses in the community. With a brand new date, event coordinators also released new categories. Nominations will be evaluated on a grading scale. The businesses chosen will ultimately be the best representation of motivating and serving the community. New categories include Trailblazer of Future Talent, Corporate Citizen, Champion of Work/Life, Integration, Model of One Macomb, Hidden Gem, and Manufacturer of the Year. Nominations will be accepted until March 15th. You can find the nomination form by visiting business.macombgov.org. Still ahead on Shelby This Week, one Shelby Township resident is an important asset to the Special Olympics team. We introduce you to Scott. Get ready to laugh. This organization is bringing a comedy night for a great cause. Stay with us because we still have these stories and more.
It's time we all thought differently about homeless veterans, understanding who they are and how easily each of us can help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, contact the nearest VA medical center for support.
For a number of years, this Shelby Township man has been an active member on the local Special Olympics team. His love of the sport shows on the basketball court.
I've been involved in Special Olympics almost all my life.
Since the start of this program in 1995, Scott has been an asset to the Special Olympics team here in Shelby Township. This program is not only an important part of his life, but everyone involved.
Special Olympics is a good program. It gets special needs kids out there to play sports.
Scott is truly a team player on and off the court, and is a large contributor to various aspects of Shelby Township.
He gives so much back to the community. Not too long ago, he started helping Mike Ward out with his races, and those races that Mike Ward puts on directly are funds that are raised for the Special Olympics. So I think it's wonderful for an athlete, Special Olympic member of our Special Ed group, what he does and gives back, and he gives 110% when he's helping Mike Ward at these races. So and that's something we do push for our athletes, to get out in the community and help out as well. So and they're doing that, and Scott is just the if you could say picture perfect Special Olympic athlete, just wonderful young man, gives back to the community and really excels at all the activities that he does play in. So and he's a joy to be around.
And we can assure you Scott will continue to bring joy and life to this team. He has no plans to give up the sport anytime soon.
Just keep playing until long as I can play.
Get ready to laugh. The Shelby Township Lions Club will host a comedy night on March 2nd. The show is at Shelby Gardens. The show costs $70 per person. There is a premium bar and dinner. Doors open at 6 p.m. To purchase tickets, visit ShelbyLionsClub.org. All the proceeds from the night will go towards the Shelby Township Lions Club charities. Bowling for Life is back for its 8th year. On March 10th at the Shelby Township Lanes, the American Cancer Society will host the bowling fundraiser. As a participant, you will get 3 games of bowling, pizza, and pop. There will be a cash bar and shoe rental for an extra charge. Each person will pay $25. Check-in begins at 12:30 p.m. and the bowling fun begins at 1 p.m. There will be giveaways along with 50-50 raffles and basket raffles. You can bowl with up to 6 people per lane. If you have any questions, you can contact George at 810-523-4389 or email carries8472@gmail.com. If you are looking to get more involved in the community, there is a committee here in Shelby Township which might be a good fit for you. The Solid Waste and Recycling Committee is looking for new members. Events like Electronics Recycling and Household Hazardous Waste Day are sponsored by this group of people in the township. They are an environmentally minded group of individuals who strive to keep Shelby Township clean. For anyone interested in applying and getting involved in the committee, you can find the application online at shelbytwp.org/committee_application. If you have questions, you can contact the Shelby Township Clerk's Office at 586-731-5102. Coming up next on Shelby This Week, 2 prominent journalists visited with students at Macomb Community College. Cherry Creek packed the house with dads and their daughters for a very special night on the dance floor.
Hi, I'm Matt Signorello, Lieutenant Inspector with the Shelby Township Fire Prevention Division. I'm here today to discuss escape planning. When it comes to escape planning, it's always wise to plan ahead. If a fire breaks out in your home, you may only have a few seconds to get out safely. Make sure everyone in the home knows where to go. First, make a home escape plan. It can be as simple as a family conversation. Always know at least 2 ways to get out of a room. Teach your children to escape on their own and to practice fire drills as a group. It is a good idea to keep doors closed, especially at night and especially with children. When it comes time to get out of your home, designate a meeting place, typically at the end of the driveway near a mailbox or a tree. If the alarm sounds, get out and stay out. Never go back in for anything. That's what the fire department is for. If the conditions are smoky, get low and go. Call the fire department as soon as you get outside. Implement your plan today and stay safe.
Even though it's winter, the Gardeners Club is still at work learning to make the community beautiful. At their latest lecture series, the club members learned about gardening with succulents. With a large turnout, the people in attendance learned about how to maintain succulents. They learned from a presenter how to garden with these with very little effort and water. Presenter Susan Keene has a passion for being out in nature and gardening. Her presentation allowed the guests to learn a little bit of something so they can take it back to their homes.
I started years ago. I got certified as a master gardener, and from that point on, Hands in the Dirt has made all the difference for me. It's a way to communicate with nature, to be a steward of the land, to communicate with other people on God's beauty, and to meet some lovely people and internet. I found over the years that talking to people and putting others together, the unity of it has been very rewarding. Being able to teach people who don't know anything about plants is just a thrill. Plants bring their own joy. Creating something marvelous from nature has always been a privilege, really. So it's very exciting to me to see new things come out, and succulents today was kind of interesting. Lots of interesting new plants and colors.
While the Gardeners Club is not outside at the current moment, there's still an opportunity for you to get involved and help out in the community.
Surprisingly, just a joy for learning. We very much promote the education of the garden. Many ladies, and we're open to gentlemen. When they first come, they are eager to learn, so they do not need to have a lot of experience. We're very much a working garden, so there is a lot of volunteer work. We maintain the heritage gardens, but we're always looking for new members. So we're a little social, but more like getting down and helping the community.
The next few months, the Gardeners Club will host more lectures at 1 p.m. at the Burgess Shadbush Nature Center. You can check it out the second Thursday of the month. As young reporters at the Washington Post, these two journalists were the men behind investigating President Richard Nixon. Still in the journalism field, they made a special appearance at Macomb Community College.
I never have found an editor at the Washington Post or anywhere else where they will say to you, okay, let's go find a story that's routine and boring. It necessarily is, and this is the energy of journalism, I think. It's what's going on, what don't we know, what does it mean, what is the impact on people's lives, and it's wonderful to have that sort of job.
Students at Macomb Community College received a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to hear stories and thoughts from Carl Bernstein and Bob Woodward. Their journalism career spans decades, and their stories left an impact on some of the students.
It kind of changed my view on what I wanted to do in life, and you never know when you'll have those experiences, but it kind of helped me focus in on what's important to me and how important is it to be the difference and change and be that piece of energy or person who cares enough to kind of change a political party or a decision.
There are legends in the journalism industry, and that's the course of education I'm trying to take.
Several of the students in attendance were given the mic and had the chance to ask questions. People in the audience wanted to know their opinion on the current political climate. And of course, social media was a big topic.
Social media promotes very often ideas without factually laying out what the truth is, and often the opposite of the truth. And so we also find it today very hard in our culture, for I think maybe the first time in our history, harder than ever in our history perhaps, to have a fact-based debate in this country, particularly in the Congress of the United States, in the legislatures, but also among people gathering together. And I think it's a huge problem that is debilitating.
For Jessica, the social media response really struck a chord, and it's something that will stick with her forever.
Don't be so anxious to find something emotional to run off with. You go on social media to get your news. Understand that how fast you get it, you're losing the facts. You're losing a lot of the 101 experiences. And to go back to that, have the personal interactions, go knock door to door, take your time with it, and not be so quick to just jump on something because it's presented to you.
This lecture was an opportunity provided to students by the college. This was the second year of this special lecture series. It was a very special Valentine's Day for some local dads and their daughters. The annual Daddy-Daughter Dance at Cherry Creek brought out many people to enjoy the night on the dance floor. The event was sponsored by Genesis Credit Union, and Shelby Parks Recreation and Maintenance Department put on the event again this year. The night meant the world to everyone who attended.
We're here at the Daddy-Daughter Dance, and right now they have the music on, and we are going to dance to it after. Yes, we are. But we have a couple friends here from our school. Yeah, mostly everybody here is from our school. But we're having a lot of fun.
We're having a great time. Father-daughter dance. We love it. I always love coming here.
And I love being with my dad, and he's the best dad ever.
In March, the mothers and sons will take the dance floor for their special nights. That's all we have for this edition of Shelby This Week. Remember, you can always watch us online or on Facebook. Just search Shelby TV. We will leave you now with more scenes from the Daddy-Daughter Dance. Enjoy, and thanks for watching.